Hello and welcome back, all you wonderful Rise of Kingdoms players out there. This is Dragothien here, and today we're going to go over why Ramesses may possibly be the best pairing with Gilgamesh. Not just an okay or a terrible pairing, but one of the best. I did my Gilgamesh Mastery Guide yesterday, and I switched my thought process on Ramesses being a bad idea to pair with Gilgamesh because of his heal immunity effect. We're going to go into some battle reports. I'm going to show you why I think he could actually not only be a decent or good pair with Gilgamesh, but also we're going to extrapolate how this might actually work out to make him one of the best pairs of the whole game pairing up with Gilgamesh. So let's go ahead and jump over and let's see what we can come up with here. All right, so I've done a ton of battle reports. As you can see right here on the right side, I've got this whole thing here, and we're going to be going through some of these, not all of them. I've done quite a few battle reports on different talent builds, different way of doing things, but I want to start with what my recommendation was with Gilgamesh in the first place, which was going full archer tree, not doing razor sharp, which I'll show you in a minute, and then going to rejuvenate and clarity on the skill tree. And again, I always recommended use Gilgamesh primary. So what I've done to simulate Gilgamesh, because again, we're not going to be using the conquering tree in this situation for buckler shield. We're just going to be using, again, and I'll show you really quick, just so we're on the same page here. This build here, this was the not this one, this one here. This is the build here that we were using, okay, for Gilgamesh. And this is, again, let me try and get zoomed out here so you can see exactly what the whole thing. All right, so all these skills are maxed. So we've got clarity over here. We've got, clarity over here. Rejuvenate over here. We've got the top tier whistling arrows archer maxed out here. We've got phoenix tail arrows. We've got venomous sting. We do not have razor sharp. This, when maxed, gives 9 rage after launching a normal attack, which is every second. So that's quite a bit of rage, and in fact, it actually helps you skip 1 turn. Now, with this talent build, okay, I used Markswoman with Ramesses, which would be the pairing, Gilgamesh Ramesses, versus Richard Charles, which in most situations you're going to have your healing primary, whether it's Zenobia YSS. And again, this doesn't apply to rally situations because it can get a little dicey with rally stuff, but for open field, okay, Richard primary here. Zenobia could be primary, I guess, but why would you ever do that? We just did an infantry open field tier list where we had Zenobia pretty much dead last. Don't do that. But I'm just saying, the point of people saying that Ramesses, and including myself at the very beginning, saying that Ramesses would be a terrible pairs because of Ramesses' expertise, which again is this right here. It has a heal immunity effect on his expertise. Granting, whenever you cast your main skill, it grants a heal immune effect, which renders your target unable to heal any slightly wounded troops, slightly wounded units, okay? And it lasts for 2 seconds. So something very, very critical to understand is the mechanics of that skill as we go into this battle report. As you can see, as we go through the battle report, the defense tree with the normal build that you would have, which is basically everything up to and not including Desperate Elegy for open field. And this is why it could be different on a garrison situation, because most people use Desperate Elegy on a garrison talent build because it's always active. But on open field, you don't really tend to have Desperate Elegy, or if you do, it's only 1 point, and it's not going to affect very much. Whereas here on open field, we don't have Desperate Elegy. We've got all the Burning Blood, Undying Fury, that stuff. We've also got medicinal supplies, which is another heal on top of everything. But as you can see on turn 9, Richard casts his first skill here. Heal, heal, heal. This heal is from Ramesses' proccable heal that he has on his, I think it's 3rd skill. Heal for Richard, same thing with Ramesses on his proc. Heal for Richard, heal for Richard, heal for Richard, heal for Richard. You're not going to block it. If you use this talent build, you will not block it, okay? Therefore, again, if this heal happens and Gilgamesh has his 4th skill, Blood Craving, activated, it will cause the damage. Okay? Are we clear? So with this talent build and no rage generating equipment like a horn, which I do have talent builds for that. I do have reports for that to show you what that looks like as well that we'll go through. you will not block Richard's heal with that situation. And again, that's the base Gilgamesh talent build that most people will be using. And again, that won't stop Gilgamesh from doing Gilgamesh things with his 4th skill and his expertise, which augments the 4th skill. Now, let's go into the battle log. This one is including Horn of Fury, but not Razor Sharp. So we went back to the Archer talent build there. We still don't have Razor Sharp on here. We only have Horn of Fury. It did not block the first one. It did not block the second one. It did block the third one. Okay, so any augmentation on the Rage generation from that base Archer build that we went over at the very beginning of the video will cause blocking. That's still not, however, going to be a problem, I think, and we're going to go over that in just a second. I think that not only will not be a problem, it's actually going to be a benefit for Gilgamesh. Let's go through it really quick. Let me continue to show you here. We actually blocked it twice with just the horn and not using Razor Sharp. And then it went back on, back on, back on, back on, blocked, blocked. Okay, so there's quite a bit of blocking going on. And this is, again, with Ramesses secondary, which is what he should be with Gilgamesh being primary because of the health debuff. You want the health debuff to be active whenever you have that secondary commander, whatever the commander is, to be able to take advantage of that 30% health debuff from Gilgamesh's primary skill. Okay, are you with me? Let's go to the third battle report. This is with Razor Sharp and with a Horn of Fury. Okay, this is all on the attacking side. All right, so we've got Razor Sharp now proccing. Horn of Fury did not proc on the first turn, did not proc on the second turn, did not proc on the third turn, did proc on the fourth turn. There's Horn of Fury, okay? But let's see. Heal, first skill cycle, went through just fine. Second skill cycle, went through just fine. Third skill cycle, went through just fine. Fourth skill cycle, blocked, okay? So again, any augmentation from that first base talent build for Gilgamesh will produce blocking. That's good to know, and this is why. Let's go over and let's look at actually how it looks. So, well, first, let's look at the Gilgamesh skill. I want you to read it, okay? His 4th skill says, Blood Craving debuff on targets afflicted troops suffer damages when healed, okay? It doesn't say how much you're healed, okay? As long as you're healed, as long as you have the trigger of a heal, you should be taking Blood Craving debuff damage if you have the debuff on you, okay? So if you're Richard and Ramesses has blocked your heal, you should still take the damage. And let me show you why. When we go back to the actual report, we're going to go to this one because it happened quicker. Here we go. When Ramesses actually blocks a heal, it doesn't stop the heal from actually casting. Richard casted the heal, Soul of the Crusaders. It just makes the restoral number 0. Same thing with medicinal supplies. Richard restored 0 units. It triggered a heal after using a skill. Heals a portion of slightly wounded units. The heal goes off. They're just not getting any health from it. Or they're not getting any troops back from it, I should say. I don't want to cause a discrepancy between health and troops healed, okay? That being said, the way the mechanic reads, and again, we're obviously going to test this. I have asked Lilith to get more clarity on what I'm talking about to see if maybe this is actually the way it's going to work. But to me, the way this is going to work is, not only is Gilgamesh okay to use with Ramesses, because if you use the base talent build, even if the healing thing that we were talking about that people were concerned about will block Gilgamesh's 4th skill, as long as you use the base talent build that I showed at the very beginning, and I'll show it at the end right before we actually end the video, you should still be fine. You will not block Richard's heal, and in fact, you don't even need to have Ramesses maxed at that point, and you can even have him 5554, 5551, whatever you want to do, okay? That being said, if for some reason, and I think this is the way it's actually going to work, me personally, it's just my thought, okay? It's just my thoughts, but because of the way the healing mechanic works in the game and the way that this is described on the 4th skill. It says their attacks have a 30% chance of inflicting blood craving debuff on the target. That will happen regardless of who you pair it with. If this debuff is on the target and the target heals, the target will take 500 damage factor, and if you have him maxed out, it actually gets upped to 700 damage factor. This lasts 4 seconds when it's expertised, and it does have a 5-second cooldown. Again, the target is getting healed. It's just not getting any troops back from the heal because of Ramesses' block. Ramesses doesn't stop the cast itself, it stops the results from the cast, which means, again, the way I'm thinking this is going to work is Ramesses could actually be the best, because not only are you going to still cause the damage from the 4th skill, but you'll also be negating the healing for the troops coming back by Ramesses blocking the heal itself. So it's a double whammy in that situation. You're blocking 3,000 to 4,000 troops coming back from a heal, and you're causing 700 direct damage factor on the target. That, to me, is incredible. That's a huge bonus, and that could actually make Ramesses be the best pairing for Gilgamesh and not just an okay or decent pairing. Let's go look at the talent build one more time, just so I can show you what you've got to work with. And again, this is the base stats. So again, if for some reason the target that you're attacking has to take a green number that's not 0, which again, I don't understand how the developers would have programmed that into Gilgamesh's skill, his 4th skill, because it doesn't say as long as it gets more than 0 troops back. It just says if a heal is cast. But if for some reason that's the case, then this build will stop Ramesses from blocking any primary healer on the field not using a skill damage tree or something like that. But what other commanders use a primary heal on the primary cast that's not a defensive talent tree? Maybe we can do some comments in the comment section below. We can test those too if there's an actual thing. But again, nobody's using Zenobia in the open field. They shouldn't be. They just shouldn't be, okay? But assuming that I'm right, you can actually start to transition over to the other builds, not the peacekeeping build, but you can start to go to the other builds here. We've got, let's see, who do we have? We've got Herman here with a build like Feral Nature. You can have, again, Razor Sharp on there. You can start using your Horn as well, and that could also increase your damage as well. And you can actually get the benefits of not only blocking the healing from your target with Ramesses' expertise, but you can also get the damage on top of it from the blood craving effect caused by Gilgamesh. So, with that being said, I hope this has been helpful and you understand now what I was talking about yesterday when I said Gilgamesh and Ramesses should be a decent pair at least. And again, more testing that I've done, hopefully the way this is going to work, the way that I see it anyway, is that it not only could be a halfway decent pair or okay pair, but it could actually be one of the best pairs for Gilgamesh, and you may want to actually use Ramesses as a secondary to your Gilgamesh in your rally builds instead of Nebu. So we're going to see how that plays out. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I hope it's been helpful for you all. Leave a comment in the comment section below if this was helpful for you. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell notification. That helps me out tremendously, and it is super free for you. And I'm glad to have you guys joining me. I will see you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one, and take care.